Hey everybody, we are actually
Well, I've been sitting here on this dock by the bay, watching my blue skies turn to gray. Didn't know if I should run or stay, so I pulled up Mike's weather page, 'cause Mike's weather page, you know he's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away. Well, I admit that I had one or a few, 'cause I was down and I was feeling blue. But then I clicked on Mike's fan page. I saw all my friends now, I'm okay. 'Cause Mike's weather page, you know he's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away. We all know Mike's a real fun guy. He'll track the storms as they blow by. But when the drunk donkey comes out to play, Miss Julie, take his phone away. 'Cause Mike's weather page, you know it's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away.
Not sure what the gusts are, but
well, there's Louie and her too. No telling what they're gonna do.
I think we're just getting a little higher gusts.
More than a million fans. Yeah, 'cause now Mike's weather page, you know it's got the
trying to keep the camera from getting wet.
Mike's weather page is only a click or two away. Mike's weather page, you know it's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. We had shish kebabs last night. My all-time favorite home-cooked dinner that we do here. And my mom and dad brought back some Pennsylvania corn. My goodness, my gosh, that was the best corn I think I ever had. It was the most crisp corn. What is it about salt and butter on fresh cooked corn? All right, what's cooking, everybody? This is our daily brew. We love to talk weather with everybody live. We're coming to you live from Oldsmar, Florida. Streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, X. And we got a little bit to talk about. Little bit. PA corn, Steve. I know it, right? What's up, Scott? What's up, Miss Shelly Ross? Shelly over there on the East Coast, Florida. Our one and only admin, moderator, mediaologist. Girl. Oh, our daily brew. So we're talking live weather mostly every day. We won't be live tomorrow. I have my first ever colonoscopy. I cannot wait. Today is going to be awful. No Taco Tuesday for me. Nothing for me but coffee. Maybe some Gatorade. So think of me tomorrow, please, everybody. I'm a little nervous. I've never done anything like this. I can't remember the last time I've been put under, not by my own doing. Done it on my own many a times. I love black coffee, by the way. I started drinking black coffee. First cup of coffee I ever had was black coffee, and I've drank it like that ever since. So I do love it. For sure. But I might be hitting old ABC tomorrow night. Might be a little loopy. Thank goodness there's an ABC right here in west parts of Tampa on Hillsborough Avenue. That's my local ABC. We love them. Great supporters of our page. A, B, C, Fine Wine and Spirits. And you know what you can get there? My favorite daytime beverage. A little bit of Hunter in the scene. Look at that. Look at. From my good buddies at Tampa Bay Brewing Company. It is a day drink. But I can't have any today. But it is the perfect beach APA. American Pale Ale. All right, there's a tropic map. We got 2 waves out there we're going to chit-chat about here in just a second. Nothing's imminent to worry about, so don't stress out if I'm not getting right into it because there's really nothing solid at all. I share a lot of models. I share a lot of maps. I share a lot of ensembles. A lot of y'all are new and you like get confused because I'm always sharing things, and that's what I've always done. So you got to read between the text. And, you know, when I say not very many ensembles, not looking very solid, doesn't mean that it's going to happen. You got to kind of put two and two together with my wording, and hopefully it comes out pretty clear that, you know, that's how the tropics are. That's how all weather is. You might have a chance. You might have a chance. You might not have a chance. When chances start getting a little better, I explain why and why I think they're getting better. And if it doesn't materialize, that's just Mother Nature for you. But there are some things to talk about. Right, Hunter? Bzz. 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 I don't know why they always put their head up. He always does. All right, we'll put him down here in a second. We'll let Hunter talk to the show. Say, hey everybody, right up here is the latest NHC maps. I do believe dogs have emotions. What do y'all think? Do you think dogs have emotions? I swear, now that the kids are in their 4th day of school, they leave at 6:30 in the morning. Both dogs go to the door, and they both come up to me to want me to pick them up. They never did that in the summertime. I do believe they feel lonely when the girls leave. I am all they have left. But they do. They never did that in the summertime. Now that the girls are gone, as soon as they're gone, they want to both get up on my lap. I think they actually feel lonely. So cute. They do have emotions. I do believe it. They have feelings. They hurt. They blink. They sneeze. They dream. They poop. They pee. They breathe. They have 5 little fingers. They have ears. They have noses. They poo. None of that. All right, let's say hi to about 2 or 3 minutes, and we're going to go right into the tropics. I love to look at everybody. I hate to not read everybody's comments, but that's the way it works sometimes. Katie Kate, they do, right? Cooper from West Chase. I love West Chase. Salt Rock used to be my favorite place to go, but I don't know anymore. They kind of changed. I don't know. Not anymore. But I gave them plenty of money before, let me tell you. Wabe says they look like their owners. What does that mean? You think that looks like me? That's Louie. I don't think so. Morning, Maya. Good morning. How's your Hawaiian connections doing out there? Man, those videos, I just can't get over what's going on in Hawaii. Thank you, Renee, on the good wishes for tomorrow. Mary Kay from Orlando, my stomping grounds. Lord Andrew, how you doing, buddy? I know you don't get to pop in very much. Oh, man. Thank you, Lorena. Yeah, we're going to talk about tropics. So, you know, I'm going to give you a little teaser here. We got 3 systems. Looks like the one off Africa might not hurt anybody. Number 1 might be going to the Caribbean. The one that is not marked, we're going to really digest, and that's a tropical wave that might actually go into the Gulf next week. So we're going to get into all that here in a second. As far as the rest of the weather goes, we have a cold front dipping down south that's bringing up the rains into Florida and the East Coast the next few days, and it's going to be a little cooler weather. We've been talking a lot about that. So we'll do that at the end of the little show here. We're going to talk all tropics here now in a second. Let me say hi to some Facebook folks here. El Garage, your AC's broken, 85 already? Oh, couldn't handle that. I'd be streaming live from a motel somewhere. Hey, look at El. Is it El from the Dominican Republic? That's awesome. We took a cruise down there. We actually did a tour of the island, or I don't know what part of the island, but we were down in the Dominican Republic for our weather cruise, the first MWP cruise, the first annual. Tom, right, bring on the cold front. Gregory Stevens, what's up, buddy? Good morning. Hey there, Stephanie Stokes. Why do you keep getting blocked, Stephanie? Your comment came up blocked. I don't know why. Dennis. Is it Dennis? Good morning, Stacy. Good morning, Lower Alabama. We cross through Kenneth City on the way to Talladega every year. We actually sleep at a Walmart. That's our tradition. We wake up at Walmart and we go inside and we buy Halloween stuff and buy Alabama sweatshirts because that's what Emily loves because she has probably 365 hoodies. And we go to Talladega. Good morning, Sabrina. All right. Stephanie, you're doing it again. Why are you... Look at... Shelly, why is she banned? Why is it not popping up? Sometimes, man, my feeling about this social media stuff. TikTok. Oh my God, Shelby. All right, we'll go right to weather in 2 seconds. I promise. You know I love TikTok. Well, I did a little duet this morning. Apparently, there's a viral video going out. Yo, hell, what's up, buddy? South Florida, man. Got some rain coming. Tyler from Scarlet Cove. My boys from Scarlet Cove, man. That was a fun trip meeting everybody there. Your little cool little restaurant slash gift shop slash ice cream shop slash gas station. That was a lot of fun, Tyler. Hope the family's doing good, man. And all the locals up there, especially the sheriff, in case I ever pass through town. It's good to know people. There's a TikTok viral video going on about a Category 6 that's going to hit Florida and North Carolina on September 6th. And it's pretty believing, and it has a lot of likes, but I had to do a response to it because it's false. Now, could there be well, first off, there's no such thing as a Category 6, so that's totally false anyway. There's no Category 6, but that's hype, you know. It's going to be worse than Katrina, the video said. Well, Katrina was very bad. Katrina was a Category 3. Again, going back to everybody puts, not everybody, a lot of, I did not mean to say everybody, but a lot of the hype is associated around the bigger the cat, the bigger the storm. And believe it or not, we've had some pretty significant surge storms that were Category 1, 2, 3, including Katrina. So, but anyway, man, there's no September 6th, Cat 6 hurricane coming to flatten Florida. Now, if it happens, I quit. All right. So, let's talk about the weather. All right. So, what's pretty cool here is we got two areas that are now shown pretty well on satellite. So, we didn't have an X yesterday. Now we have two X's. So, that gives us a pretty good idea where they believe the center is, which also means we could be getting close to being an invest. Because once you have a center, then they have an invest because now they can run spaghetti models. Nothing yet. 2 hasn't even exited Africa yet. Here's their 5-day outlook, or 7-day. Duh, that's old school. This is anywhere that they believe in the next week our system can form. The one off of Africa looks big and has looked big. Now, it's going to go smack dab over the Cape Verde Islands. That's could be an issue over there for rain and floods. But it looks like it's going to pull north. The first wave could be trouble for the Caribbean. Timing's going to put it somewhere here first part of the week, next week. So basically towards the weekend, you're going to be preparing if anything's happening. But, you know, Monday, Tuesday, we'll get into the timing. There's another wave currently right now. Let's see if it's even shown on the satellite maps right now. Yeah, right there. This little guy. So this little guy, tropical wave, it really looks like there's a chance that it could end up. In fact, I thought I put the water loop up. Let me see. Did I do it? Goes east. There it is. There we go. So that's area number 3 I've been talking a lot about. Man, and I get in trouble sometimes. I feel like I'm hyping it, but I'm like, I call it a tropical wave, you know, and people misread it as hurricane in the Gulf. So we're going to digest that. This right here, I just shared it. This is awesome. That's an upper level low pressure area. Right? We had one yesterday over here. It ended up, it's over here somewhere over Central America. This is very fascinating. They are not tropical. They are not organized systems. They're upper level winds. They create a lot of wind shear. So they actually make the environment very unfavorable for tropical development because they have a lot of upper level wind shear. But they are spinning counterclockwise. And there are storms in the center, a little bit. I don't know if it's going to get to Florida or not because we have this approaching cold front. So we'll see. But that is not tropical, if you're wondering. The other areas that we're looking at, this is NHC spot number 1. This is NHC spot number 2. This one appears as doing that. This one's appearing that it might do that. And then here is that tropical wave that we're going to be watching that could get a little tug to the north into the weekend. So that's what we're going to talk about right now. And conditions, we're going to talk about conditions, why this might be a little something to watch, or at least why it's going to bring some rain and all that good stuff. So let's actually go smack dab into tropical tidbits. This is one more graphic that I did this morning online. This is a European Ensemble blend. This is exactly a week from today, maybe 6 days from today, maybe more like Monday. I forgot today's Tuesday. This shows you the trend of the African wave. This shows you the trend of the middle wave, and this shows you the trend of the wave that's not marked. So still, this is tropical depression. Remember I told you tropical depression signatures are very overly active sometimes, but it gives you a sense of where the wave at least is going to be in a week. And trust me, people in Texas want this bad. There's that low again. Look at it. It's all fascinating. Look at that. Man, if you didn't, God, look at that. It's incredible. It's got some dry air to it, obviously. Green is moist air, but that's upper level spinach here. Pretty wild, huh? It looks pretty neat. If you didn't know, I could do a TikTok viral video and say that category 6 spinner is spinning towards Florida. Man, I'd probably get 100,000 likes, but I'm not going to do that. Oh my God, there's me and my YouTube clickbait headlines. We're trying to figure out, Shelly and I talk about YouTube all the time. Maybe I'm just not cut out for YouTube material. I don't know. I'm not going to give up. I didn't give up on TikTok. Crushing it over there. I'm so excited. I'm excited about X because now they're monetizing post, and that's awesome. Content creator. I guess that's what I'm officially am now. Robin, you ordered a cute tropical bumper sticker. What would that be? I look for sticker. I almost want to buy a new cooler because I got so many stickers and I ran out of room. Connor, you say good morning? Good morning. I just saw that. Drama. I'm tired of drama. I could care less. Just set you loose. I don't know. You do too much, Shelly. Cinder. Oh, listen. I'm never complaining. By the way, I don't complain. I don't complain. Trust me. I do not lose any sleep over trouble. All right. So tropicaltidbits.com, Levi site, tropicaltidbits.com. We'll look at all the model runs. We used to do this a lot, and then I kind of got back to ensembles. But I thought about today going back old school. I got to take 24 pills tomorrow. Where the hell did they go? Oh, no. Oh, no. Where did they go? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I should have a box of pills somewhere. Oh, here they are. So 24 of these little guys tomorrow. Sutabs. 12 in the morning and 12 at night. Or today. No, today. I got to take 12 at 6. So I got to swallow 24 pills. Emily's like, she can't even swallow one. I'm like, I got to swallow 12. I've never swallowed 12 pills at one time. All right, so this is old school. It's what we used to always do. Let's take a look at the euro. We're going to look at a lot of things. So right now, there's our way, basically. Now, we're going to fast forward into, let's go to the weekend. Here's the weekend. This is the 6Z, so let's go to 0Z. It always tricks me because it used to not have 6Z on there. All right, here's the weekend. Now, what you're seeing is this. You're seeing a lot of nothing. But if you look closely here, this is Sunday. You're seeing this. You're seeing weak spinach here. Possibly some spinach there. Somewhere here is the wave off Africa. I'm not really sure what that little guy is, but this is the African wave. So there's clear signature here that even if we stop it right here, let's get a little closer. This is next Monday. So next Monday, not really organizing wave number 1 from the NHC. Could be a lot of wind shear down there, but there's still a lot of dust down there. The dust has been intense. Now we're starting to see a little vorticity here. This is on Monday, this week coming up. I'm kind of surprised the NHC hasn't marked it as a possibility. Honestly, I'm very surprised. 7-day outlook. This would be Monday. That would be 6 days from now. Why not give it 10%? I don't know. But anyways. So there's a little signature, some vorticity coming up. Now you can follow it along. Let's now we're looking at the euro. What we're looking at here is the wave that is, just follow this yellow general area. I'll make it really fast. You can just see it. See it? That's a wave that pretty much figures out a way to get into the Gulf. Nothing's really showing organized on the euro. There are a few ensembles that are showing organization. Here's the juice. Rains maybe this weekend for Florida, and then it kind of heads into the upper western Gulf by like Tuesday, Wednesdays. None of this has changed from yesterday's forecast maps. So there's the euro. Not really doing much with the other wave down there in the Caribbean. So the two waves that possibly could affect anybody so far is that first NHC wave and the one that's not being marked. Let's look at some other models. Let's look at the Euro or the Canadian. Canadian model has been pretty interesting this year. So over the years, I look at models a lot. Last year, the Canadian model had a Western bias. Everything was west with the Canadian model. This year, the Canadian model is doing like the Icon does, and it sniffs out possibilities, sometimes a little over aggressive on formation, but it's doing a really good job with sniffing out low pressure areas, as is the Icon. GFS is the most terrible. I'm not even going to show the GFS. I am not showing the GFS. Maybe the ensembles, but not the GFS. GFS has been terrible the beginning of last year, and it is terrible. They only dumped a few million in it. Anyway. So, Canadian model, I love it. Let's go to the weekend, just for fun. Here's the weekend. This is wave number 1, NHC. It's keeping wave number 2 a little lower. Canadian track's not always the best, but the important thing is this. We're going to start to see that other wave down here. And there you go. Now this is believable. About here, this timestamp could be believable right here. This would be next Tuesday morning. This is NHC wave number 1 that made its way across through the Caribbean. This is that tropical wave that's not marked by the NHC, but the Euro's been up here showing a little development, and then last second development. Now, one thing I've learned over the years with models is they do not predict intensity very well initially when there's no really system. So you got to look at the variables in the Gulf, which I'm going to look at here in a second. Not that I'm worried about the Gulf, just that we just know that water's hot, and we know that there's been a lot of storms over the years that have turned quick, 1, 2, 3, even higher. So the Canadian, and then it does a weird turn north, which is possible. Yeah, there could be another front coming down, so we don't know that. That abrupt turn north seems hard to believe, but the euro is kind of trending that right now too. But trends are going to bounce around back and forth. All we're looking at right now is a week from now and the possibility that we got people down in the Caribbean. Here you go. This is next Sunday, Monday. Right smack dab over the islands there, maybe Virgin Islands into Puerto Rico some. Could be some rain in Yucatan here, or could be some Dylan Hubbard. Would you text me, buddy? Hubbard, I still want to set up my 50th birthday present for you. Oh my God, he just printed a doomsday video. Oh. Yeah, so next weekend, Canadian, Euro, both showing juice coming that way. All right, icon. Let's look at the icon. We're just going to keep it right here. Icon, 12Z, 00Z. All right, so weekend, there you go. There's our NHC Wave 1 approaching. And there is our, if you can look right here, it's following more of the Euro track, a little more north. It's weak. Yep. This is Monday. But look at that. I mean, little spinach. You can see it, right? In the Gulf. See the spin? And east side of storms, north side of storms. Slingshots that juice to the north. So, increased rains across the upper Gulf Coast, up into Texas, still looking likely, even with the icon. So, it's interesting. I'm really surprised we don't have a circle. But that's it. Here's your timing again, first part of the week down here in the Caribbean. So, there you go. Not a very little models showing too much organization with this first one. That it could be because of the dry air. Right now, currently, where this is at, this is our one that we're saying is going to be here over the weekend. Lots of dry air right now currently above it. And you can verify that. We can go here to a bunch of models. But here's your SAL map. Let's put it in motion. We'll stop it here where we're at currently, and that would be right here. So there's our wave, this general area right here. Just a lot of dust that might get up into our system. So it's going to be tough for this one to go. Now, the dust is expected to be light here. That's why anything that survives has to be watched, because the dust is expected to lighten up once it gets into the Caribbean. So there you go. We'll see what that is. All right, let's look at some ensembles. I always like to look at ensembles. We don't have a new tropics map yet from the global tropics hazards map. No. MJO, all these things we look at, favorable conditions. We'll get into that some more here in a second. But hey, look at this other kind of good news. Look at this. We have less pink on the heat map today. That's because of this approaching front that is coming in. So look, we got some excessive heat along the upper Gulf Coast here, a little bit in Florida, a little bit in Carolina, Virginia here, but not that big old area. Remember last few days we've had excessive heat like that? Well, there's a frontal line, believe it or not. There is a frontal line. Can you believe it? A frontal line right now. Currently, there's a front. That blue thing. We have this. What is that? Look at tomorrow. It's actually going to touch Florida. It's going to dip down into Louisiana. It's going to dip into Carolinas. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. Cooler weather on the way. Look at the rainfall, though. Definitely going to get some heavy rains in Florida Peninsula. Not like groundbreaking rains, but several inches. And several inches can make a lot of people happy. All right. Ensemble. Okay, we're going to go to Weather Nerds. And I love Weather Nerds. I love Tropical Tidbits. I love this map here with ensembles. We'll hit it and play. And so one thing about ensembles, there's 51 of them. So when you see all these lines, each line is not a storm. You got to know that. All right, so we're going to stop it right here. Everything in a nutshell, next Monday right here. Wave off of Africa, doing that turn to the north, which is confident. First wave, getting kind of close to Caribbean. And tropical wave that we're wondering about is starting to show up Monday. We go into time. Important thing to note, the Gulf wave that's showing up on the Euro, there's a few in the 990 range, which borderline, tropical storm, maybe Cat 1, maybe. A lot of thousands. So there's really nothing significant showing as far as strength goes. with wind speed yet. Interesting to note, though, we're actually seeing this other little guy pop up. It's odd, but the trend so far has been a little bit of turn on the overnight models. That's what the Canadian model did, and that's what some of the Euros are doing. So we're going to see that. To me, it seems like the high would build back in a little bit and worry about a little more turn at the last second. So it's all going to come down to this high pressure placement, and this would be next week, like midweek. So, first we're looking at Caribbean impacts, and then a turn maybe, and then what happens as the high pressure has been ruling things so much this season. You would think, last year the cold fronts ruled the season, so we kind of knew with Ian especially that the cold front was going to come and it was going to pull and turn. Well, this year has been the connecting high pressure systems, which have formed back quick. So, and we don't want a system in the Western Atlantic away from all this wind shear. That's been the theme all year. So that's where we're at. Nothing to worry about. I hope that's been clear. Again, timing, everybody loves timing. We're going back to the weekend. Let's go to next Monday, right here-ish, Monday-ish, right here. Next week, low pressure showing. Canadian's a little lower, Euro's a little higher. Remember, your moisture, no matter what, would be on the top side spinning in. So that's, no matter where this is at, it appears we're going to have rains for the upper Gulf Coast into Texas. This is looking likely for someone in the Caribbean, whether or not it develops before there or not, because we have a lot of dry air in place. And this guy's trending definitely away from everybody for now. Of course, we got Bermuda. A lot of folks watch us in Bermuda. This is timing here would be a week from Wednesday. So basically 8 days from now. So if you're in Bermuda, this midweek next week, this is when something could be approaching. So if you're worried about it in Bermuda, timing would be this time plus a day next week if this thing was going to near you. And this would be wave number 1 from the NHC. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that for everybody, 100%. One thing I want to point out, some things that I've been looking at, just curiosity, things I've learned over the years to look at. I don't know if it's going to hold out or not, but so we look at wind shear, obviously. One thing I'm noticing for next week here is that first part of next week, Monday, Tuesday, we got a pocket here of a high pressure area, basically. And sometimes tropical systems can develop underneath high pressure systems if there's moisture. So the high pressure system appears that it's going to create wind shear around our system, maybe giving it a window. This is next Monday, Tuesday, pretty much where all the models are showing this tropical wave. So that's one thing keeping your eye on a little bit. Looking at moisture, looking at humidity levels, we're showing moisture. We're showing some dry air, yes. Some moisture. Moisture is not bad. Humidity, 60, 70, 80%. So you got to have moisture in a middle level atmosphere. So that's a little bit that might allow something to try to get going. Anomaly map showing you that it's a little more than average precipitation. So that means it's a little more than normal than what usually is around this time of year. So we'll see about that, PWatt looks juicy, so that's interesting. Of course, we know the water temperature is hot. We know that. We 100% know that. There's no point of pointing that out anymore. Okay, I pointed out. No. But there's a little pocket of wind shear that's light. So, that we'll see. It's fun watching tropics. Not fun what they do, but it's fun watching the possibilities. Nothing's fun when there's a storm, because now I'm going to get hate mail. Why are you wish casting? No, I like watching weather. I don't wish anybody to have bad weather. I just like watching weather. So, hi, that's what I wanted to show on that. Let's look at some long-range dust maps for next week. I pointed this out earlier. Let me go to my Twitter feed and show you what I posted here a little bit ago. This graphic right here, I don't think I can make it bigger. But this is what I'm going to show you now. So this is a current graphic map of current a lot of purples and yellows and oranges, and then August 23rd, which is about 9 days from now, there's a difference. That's coming. That's now. Historically, tropics lighten up in the dust. This does not guarantee anything. It's just that we've tracked the dust so much this season that it's worth pointing out that some long-range models are now hinting that the dust, which it does historically, should be lightening up. I don't know if we got the 10-day. The 10-day has been stuck. It's supposed to go out 10 days. It's working now. All right. So here's what we got now. That's lots of upper atmosphere, dry air, dust. Those strong trade winds that blow tropical waves west also blow tropical dust in the upper atmosphere. Then it starts to settle. Sometimes it struggles to make it too far west, and it'll just fall down into the ground. But if we look at next weekend, which would be around the 21st-ish. Oh, my calendar, Shelly, look. Drum roll. We are in the month of August now. So, yeah, the 21st. Shelly, you have a good idea every now and then. It's like Katie Haley, how's old Niceville going? I was on the way to Pensacola and I saw your town. I thought of you all. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate that. No, I try not to hype. Trust me. I do get excited when there's something to talk about. I do. I will admit it, because that's what I like to do, is track tropics. UK's been pretty good. We're going to show the UK. I saw some folks sharing the UK model. Did very well last year, and it used to be very well. What's up, Bobby Blobby? Miss Hurricane Harbor, how's it going? James Ford, great question. Amount of dust normal? Well, it's the dust is heavy in July, but it usually doesn't extend into August as much, and it did the same thing last year. I was going to post to the weather experts that so much talk about how warm the waters are globally. It seems like global hurricanes, typhoons are down as far as land impacting storms. And I'm wondering, could just the simple fact that warm water is creating a lot more wind shear overall and, creating more of this, dust, winds, trade winds. I mean, it takes a lot more in warm water, that's for sure. But if we look at next Monday, there is some dust in the Gulf. You can see that. You get into Tuesday, it kind of lightens up a little bit. But overall, if we get into the 24th, which is about 9 days from now, look at that. That's a lot less dust. It doesn't mean anything. It just means that there's going to be more moisture in the Atlantic. I mean, if you look at that compared to that, that's now. That's later next week. That's a big difference. So we'll see if that means anything. It might not mean anything. I don't know. All right. Let's see what else we can talk about. Let's talk about some more probability maps. I like to talk about these things. Kind of gives you an idea what the current thinking is on tracks. I think I'm going to eat a big-ass calzone tomorrow at TBBC. That is my favorite. If you had to ask me what my favorite dinner outside of home is, it's the calzones at Tampa Bay Brewing Company. They have a brick oven. I get feta cheese, double pepperoni, bacon, and jalapeno. Oh, God, it is so good. Oh. And you can mix that with a tall IPA, and it's like heaven on earth, man. I'm sure there's a few calories with that, but that's life. All right. 5 days from now. Boom. This is actually not, this is 120 to 168, which pretty much puts it into like the week time frame of Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Showing trouble depression. There's our wave. As I showed this earlier today, but what I want to show you here is progression of the motion. And you can see the general thinking here. So the first wave, Caribbean, you know, I'm a little thinking, I'm a little doubtful of a strong recurve if this wave gets down the Caribbean. We know that anything down the Caribbean, the curve history, it's something to watch. But the trends are a curve. High pressure builds back in, you know. There is a gap right now with our cold front coming down that is pushing away our high a little bit, allowing all kinds of mischief out here, turning, curving, which is, you know, cool. But there you go. And let's see what we have. Any tropical storm percentages. Pretty high tropical storm percentages showing. So Euro tropical storm blended models is never very aggressive until last day of, but we can see next Monday it's fairly colorful that these two waves could be tropical storms by then. But what we're also getting is a little bit more color, which is, you know, what I wanted to point out here. Not scaring anybody, but we are seeing an uptick on the probability map percentages on the Euro tropical storm Euro blend, which I believe is possible too. So, you know, that's that. Like I said, going back to Levi's site, the Canadian model and the icon both showing generally the same thing. Here's the Canadian model going into next week. You can see it right there. See it? A little bit of last second formation, possibly into lower Texas on the Canadian. The icon similar, a little higher north. You can see the spin. Euro showing almost the same as the icon. Weak system coming across Florida, and then a last second blow up of moisture there, but also showing some vorticity here that could indicate it's trying to get going with some spin. So that's believable. Something to watch. Enough of that until it happens. I don't want to keep talking about it because it hasn't happened yet. Frontal line. Let's talk about the frontal line. So we have storms today to watch. This is an approaching front line. And as we see with frontal lines, it pushes our high pressure away. And guess what? Storms are closing in on the peninsula and across the east coast. So that's kind of different. We have tropical moisture getting pulled up, and the Florida peninsula and the east coast here are going to be getting rain the next 3 days because of this. So what's pretty cool to see here, look at this. Several inches are possible for the whole peninsula through the weekend. Most of it's through up to Saturday, so the weekend might not be a complete washout. But what we're seeing are tropical moisture getting pulled up ahead of this approaching front, and we have heavy rain all the way from southern Virginia, eastern Carolinas, Georgia, down into Florida. Anything yellow is about an inch. So, and some of this can be isolated. That's what's tricky with these maps. You think, oh, what's an inch or two? It's not always that. You get one of these supercells get parked over you, they dump a lot more rain sometimes. This is an overall blend of modeling from NOAA. But what's impressive about it is it shows widespread rains on both sides of the state, including, you know, pretty much the whole peninsula. Isolated rains 100%. Now, I would almost bet you, as I whip out my Fargo accent, you betcha, I would almost betcha the Euro has I haven't looked at this. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I betcha we see some isolated spots. Let's see. Nah, not really. 4.7. Okay. I'm halfway wrong. I was about 30% wrong. Let's go to GFS. I'm going to find a model until I'm right. Why was the GFS stuck there? Let's try and go there. Ah! Told you. Told ya! I told you I'd find a model until I was right. I really didn't tell anybody nothing. But the reason I like the blended models is it gives you an overall coverage map of the rains. Euro GFS tries too hard to do isolated. But hey, somebody down here could have 10 inches. And trust me, they don't want it down there. That's where we had that crazy flooding earlier this year. And hey, look at over here on the other side. 6.4 down in the Naples area, south of Fort Myers. They could use it. They would love one of these little isolated cells of rain. So anyway, going back to that, isolated rains are always possible with, the dam doesn't go out that far, with these little cells. So all I'm going to say about that. Look at the old National Weather Service. I mean, they're showing 3-4. Now this is pretty aggressive. Hey, this is aggressive from the National Hurricane Center, NOAA, National Weather Service. This is aggressive. That's not what I wanted to show. What the hell happened? Where did it go? Open image, new tab. There it is. Look at this. Tampa Bay area. This is the official forecast. We're showing 4.8 inches of rain possible. That's heavy, man. 5-6 inches. That's through this is through Friday morning. This doesn't even include Friday. This is basically tomorrow and Thursday rain totals. That's a lot. That's big news. Huge news. All right, let's talk. Anybody want to talk? I haven't looked, man. Karen Casino, Karen, are you our cruise girl? Let's pop the cruise graphic up, by the way. We need to get some of our diehards. I think we got a couple cabins left. If you're a true diehard of the Mike's Weather page, are you a weather fan? Do you have a cool family? It's family friendly. If you love cruising, man, March is spring break for so many people. And this is our third annual. Check it out. Prices are amazing. We have the most awesomest cruise director, Kim Shipley. Top 10 travel agency in the world. We do a seminar on the ship. We have activities. It's so fun. Sponsored by our good friends at Furman Power Equipment. Jason Sutton comes along, and man, it is the most fun ever. So if you're a diehard weather person and you like to randomly sit at a hotel or a cruise ship bar and have one with a fellow weather fan, then this is for you. There's nothing cooler than walking through this ship late at night. We give everybody colored wristbands, and you're like, hey, there's one of us. And you spark up a conversation. But Karen asks, does the Bermuda Triangle affect hurricanes? I don't even know if the Bermuda Triangle is real, to tell you the truth. I know it's fascinating. I think the Gulf Stream has a lot more to do with hurricanes anymore. What I'm seeing, I think so. You know, I've heard so many people talking about how weather patterns are affected by man-made buildings, heat, lakes. We've seen a lot of storms over the years turn along with that Gulf Stream and basically get really close up here to the Carolinas. Not sure if the Gulf Stream, a storm attracts to the Gulf Stream, but we've had a lot of them skirt the coast. When they, get kind of close here, Dorian did it, Matthew did it, Isaiah did it. Oh, God, there's been others. But they all seem to follow this Gulf Stream. Oh my God, look how deep the loop current goes. We haven't looked at this in a long time. That's incredible. I have not looked at that in a long time. We haven't even mentioned the loop currents. And that is really, really deep. I haven't seen it that far north in a long time. So that's fuel for hurricanes on top of the already hot waters. This has nothing to do with the sea surface temperatures. These are pools of water that literally can go down thousands of feet. These are rivers of warm water below the surface. And if you get a storm traveling along this loop current, and it's this endless fuel for storms because you have something called upwelling, and storms pull up water from below the surface, and if it's cool down here, then it'll start minimizing the seriousness of a storm. Basically, if it's warm down here, that's just and unfortunately Harvey had one over here, which it kind of has one there now, and see how that water just continually flows. So as a storm uses this warmth, there's more coming in, and that's what happens. It'll temporarily use that warm water, but guess what? There's more coming. So it's just an endless supply of warm water, and it's been proven that most of your most serious 150 mile an hour hurricanes, other than Andrew, have all been in the Gulf because they've used the heat of the water to rapidly intensify. That's a fact. Jack and Coke. Okay, let's see what else we can plop it on as I chit chat a little bit more. Let's leave it on this map right here because it's kind of pretty. We'll leave that one on right there. I always thought put it on a map. Oh God, what did I just do? I clicked on something. Now it's doing all weird stuff. Wow, that's really big. Here, let's just do that. Oh, that's a picture now. All right, we'll just leave it up. Picture is worth 1,000 words. Who sings that song? What's up, Mr. Chris Hargis? How's it going? Lord Andrew said he's flying out of Philly, going to New Jersey, coming back to 5th. Oh, my God. Oh, I can't go that far yet, buddy. I'll try to look. August 5th. Yeah, man, it's tough for me to look. A lot of rapid intensification. For sure. Oh, Brad using the words to prove myself right. I don't need to prove myself right. That was a joke. But it's okay to think that. Let's look at the UK. Because we were going to, and I forgot about it. Let's take a look. UK did really good last year. It's historically, UK used to be one of the best for tropical formation. We can look at I want to look at some other ensemble blends from the Canadian too. We can see those a lot of places, but we'll look at tropical tidbits. Oh yeah, see. All right, so the Canadian or the UK's model, UK Met, good model. Sometimes not good. Sometimes models are good, sometimes bad. But it is. Well, let's look at a little better graphic here. Well, we'll leave it up there. Well, it's too late now. I done clicked on it. Do we have an 850? I guess we got an 850. Gives you a better eyeball picture. So this is more Saturday. It's actually picked up to speed a little bit. We've had some models showing this general area this weekend, or we've had it Monday, Tuesday. So that's a little faster than others. But you can see that it's starting to try to organize it a little bit. And, nothing seriously organized, but it is a low pressure area. And it is showing a little stronger winds up here too. Nothing really organizing with that. But it is trying to organize. It is showing. Nothing serious. There's a lot of land interaction. This white area means lower pressure, 1005, 1004. But it just kind of gives you an idea that that's the first wave the NHC is tracking. A little bit of low pressure signal here on next Monday down in the kind of more like the Canadian, showing lowering pressures. They'd be awfully close together, but interesting. Canadian kind of showing something. All right, let's look at the ensemble blend on the GPS. That's my dog making some weird noises over there. I don't know what the hell those noises are, but he's dreaming or something. So here's your Canadian ensemble list. Now there is something else. A reason I want to show you this is this. All right, so we got weekend wave the NHC's watching. We got weekend, unknowns. Going into next week, the GFS has been showing a lot of something pulling out of here. Now, that's typically a bias on the GFS model, but what's interesting with the Canadian model, it's kind of doing the same thing. So it's worth at least pointing out model trends. Here's next weekend. There's some of your Canadian ensembles. You know, there's a few Canadian ensembles, but this is that area that's not really showing up on anything. This is not the wave, and this is not the area Monday, Tuesday for the golf. This is down the road. This is next week, but it's pulling something up. That's, you know, been consistent with the GFS. These are this is the Canadian ensembles. That's a fourth area that's not really being mentioned by anything now. I believe there's some discussion. Maybe it's actually coming up from the Pacific. There is a storm out there. I thought that was expected to form. Maybe. Can't remember which one. We have Greg. That one. Oh no. Oh, this one. No. This one. By the way, though, this is Baja. This is. There's some chatter about Invest 90 down in the Atlantic. That's what I was thinking of. I was wrong continent or side of the ocean. But anyway, there are little chit chatters about this little guy maybe getting close to Baja and even into California in about a week if it gets named. So there's a Pacific storm out there that could end up getting close to. And actually, well, this is the GFF. This is Canadian. I guess I should have talked about that more, but I didn't because it's not really happening yet. But it's interesting. So let's make that a brand new topic. Invest 90E, which is in the Eastern Pacific. There are some models that are showing this thing, you know, ending up into California. It's happened before. Let's I've never even go to that region. I don't know where the hell it's at over here. Probably let's just go CONUS. Probably the easiest one to do here on Tropical Tidbits. I think we can do. That's probably it. I don't see Eastern Pacific maybe. All right, so here, let's look at this. So here, well, let's go to Euro and then we'll take a look here. So this is 90E, which is Pacific. See, in the Euro's smart. It's going away. That's the Euro. But if you want to look at the GFS, it's turning it awfully close, and then it turns it out to sea. Canadian model, same thing. So it's going to be close to Baja, California, no doubt. Timing here would be this weekend coming up. So if you got anybody going over here, there you go. Doesn't look like it's going to turn inland, but anyway. I don't even know what the hell we were talking about before. Oh, Canadian models. All right, so we're going to look at the GFS split of ensembles at least. I don't mind looking at that. So next week, this is we could have a little CAG set up, but anyway, this is where the Canadians doing the same now. GFS has been really showing something. This is the middle part of next week, later next week, not the wave I've been talking about, but it's been showing kind of the same thing, something pulling up as a possibility. So that's number 4. That's nothing that I've mentioned the whole time here. So I like to bring things up that are kind of showing. I mean, even the Euro's got a few of them this is next Wednesday, Thursday. So, but for now, we're worried about NHC Wave 1, potential golf, and then this is later next week. But that's long way away. Long way away. All right. So, football is already on TV, Shelly. I can't believe it. Who's got pit passes? Oh, we do have our cards about, I don't know, man. What do you think, Furman? I know Jason's watching. They're pretty stoked about it. I think the Furman Hurricane Awareness Machine will ride again for Daytona. So we're excited about that. Bottom line, everything I talked about today, there's nothing to worry about. There's nothing in the tropics imminent. So other than a cold front coming down, we talked about the cool weather. Let me show you this real quick just for fun, because there is some cool weather coming down. The official weather temperatures for the southeast looks like Thursday morning will be your coolest day. Holy cow, this is unbelievable. We could see 60s in the Florida Panhandle. This is for Thursday morning. This is Friday morning, actually. Oh, God, it's even cooler Thursday. So, man, look at that. I'm telling you, we've been talking about it. We were on it last week. Look at that. This is Thursday morning lows. We can see 60s touching parts of Louisiana, down into Mississippi, Alabama, down into the Panhandle. Unbelievable. 60s. It'll feel like pumpkin spice weather, man. A taste of fall in August. Definitely affects hurricanes because A, it's finally displacing that high pressure system in the Gulf temporarily, unfortunately. Temporarily. Believe it or not, excessive heat is expected back to round out the month. Not good. Temporarily taking away the high. Any tropics in the Atlantic get pulled north. It does affect things. It's going to allow that tropical wave to sneak up in there because now there's the steering currents change along with our Atlantic high being more where it should be. Increases rain, obviously, across the peninsula. So it does change the weather pattern. Unfortunately, the excessive heat, comes back. Look at the 8 to 14 day outlook is unreal. Excessive heat, 822 to 824. It's back, folks. Excessive heat all the way to Kentucky. There's no escape. I saw some long-range maps showing all the way into maybe the end of the month. So red means hot. When you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not. Who sang that one? Hey, everybody, anybody like that new Oliver dude? I love bluegrass and I love country. He's got a soulful voice about him. There's a song called Doggone It. He sings, it's awesome. Hey, Mark Hall, I think that was Ivan, maybe? 05, maybe? I don't know. Well, late season hurricane, I don't know. Where was that at, buddy? Instead, he normally got a pumpkin roll. How about that? They got pumpkin spice beer at TBBC, believe it or not. Jerry Reed, you got it right. Oh, I don't know why I have this map up here. I'm sorry, everybody. I do remember that temperature change, Jay, over there on YouTube. I remember the intense heat. I posted it. Irma and Ian, living in Tampa, had the most intense heat I could ever remember as far as going outside and just feeling it. I remember during Irma, I'll never forget, I was like, this is not normal. Stood outside with Ian, said the exact same thing. I'm like, this is hot. Like, this is weird. That's that high pressure dome. That's kind of showing you the conditions are there for this thing to organize, something to think about. Next time we have a strong hurricane approaching, is it hot? Is it hotter than normal? Does it feel hotter than normal? Because I felt it. People say they can feel pressure drop changes with in their bones, Don't know. So anyway, what else we talk about? Oh, you're right, Jonathan. He does, man. And I hate the politics side of it. I stay out of that, man. I hope people know that about me, man. I got friends. Shelly brought up a great point. Sorry, Shelly. I know it's rare that I compliment you. I don't know who it was a year ago. unfortunately got political because I said I liked him and he was a conservative. But you know who's a Democrat? Jimmy Buffett. And I am his biggest fan too. So you can't say that I don't go both ways. I could care less. I just love good music. And I was about ready to click on something, and I can't remember what it was now. Because I'm lost. That's crazy. I just had a brain fart. I haven't had a brain fart in years, man. I'm feeling old. I don't know what I was going to look at. I don't know. Oh, well. It happens. I posted this picture. Let me show you. I just posted this picture before we went live. This is a real picture of me. I look rough. I look really bad, actually. But this was chasing Hurricane Ada. Probably was up all night. That's why. Uh-oh. Phone's ringing. Oh, no. That's an interesting number. That's probably my doctor to let me know about tomorrow. But this was during Ada. Man, they had all the Christmas decorations up last year. And it was just so weird. Like, Ada was in November, right? And it was just so weird to be basically dealing with a hurricane and seeing Christmas trees on shopping center light poles. It was so funny. Especially at night, they were all lit up. And I'm like, I told Phil, I'm like, what are we doing? We're chasing the tropics in Christmas time. So, just goes to show, tropics don't stop in the fall when football starts. Oh, I know I want to look at estimated radar. I was in today looking at estimated radar. I was almost there. I clicked weather models and then I went away. So let's look at the radar for the rest of the day here. 2 days. And see what we got. There's your rains inching in. That's a cold front line. Look at that. When's the last time you see one of these? Diagonal. Normally they're flat. Normally, this time of year, things have been doing this because this high pressure has been so dang strong. But now we're seeing the old classic cold front line. That's going to stop. It's going to fizzle. There is a force field over Florida, sorry. But at least everybody else can enjoy what will feel like a cold front. And then look at all this tropical juice comes pulled up. Now, let's go look at that. This is kind of neat. So there's a wave that we've been talking about forever that never materialized. But it did get pulled up towards the southeast in Florida. Never organized, obviously, but it is a wave, and it has, where am I looking for here? Where's my favorite map? Right here, maybe that's it, I don't know. But you can see that juice gets pushed up and merges with that front, and you can see that increased rains. Red means rain. And you can just kind of see that juice that's kind of hanging down south right now. It gets sucked up into that frontal area and produces all that rain across Florida. And here's that next wave. We can look at it right now. So we're watching this general area right here. Just kind of watch right there. This is the tropical wave that breaks off. And as we get into the weekend, this is Saturday. Look, there's that next possibility of some heavy rain even over the weekend in Florida. This is what some of the models are showing to develop once it gets in the Gulf. And regardless of development, that is an awful lot of moisture. I didn't look at this yet. Incredible amount of moisture here down in the Gulf of Mexico. What have we got at Gulf? I think we go to Texas, South Central. Look at this. That is a lot of moisture showing up. That's next Tuesday. So that's the wave that possibly could develop. Regardless, that's a lot of precipitable water. That is an incredible amount of precipitable water. As a matter of fact, We have to look at how much rain that could possibly be, because that shows a heck of a lot of rains. I wonder if I can just do Louisiana. I'm trying to get Texas and Louisiana. Southeast misses it. Texas South Central, that'll work. So the amount of rains, let's take a look at that. Let's go. Here it comes. Doo-doo, doo-doo. Oh, wait a minute. There's going to be more rain than that. That's not right. Well, anyway, it is right. No, it's not right. There's going to be a lot more rain than that. You got that much moisture in the air. But it's all it's showing. Not very impressed with that outlook. Let's look at the individual runs here. Let's look at well, that's a little more realistic right there. So there's one model showing that wave approaching next week. Look at that. So white areas are 7, 8, 9 inches of rain. Dude, GFS showing. I don't mind the GFS when it comes to rain. That's not showing anything. Well, it's lower. That's why. So you can follow the track of that low. See. So it depends on obviously where the low goes. Canadian model icon, or Canadian, UK, GFS shows our low a little farther south. Euro's been a little bit more north. But anyway, it's something to watch. Could be a big surge of moisture in the Gulf next week. So I think I'm going to report that here in a second. I'll report that. Get back to you. I'm done talking. Oh my God, have I seen September 6th? Go look. You got to follow me on TikTok. I just did a duet with that person. Let's see what I'm up to on likes. I love look at Bob Ross.
First major decision.
remember Bob Ross? 2,600. I didn't go viral yet. My Florida people.
You guys realize how it's been insanely hot all summer, and that is coming is
2,600 though. But I just did a little stitch with that category 6. Maybe I should do a category. Maybe I should do a hype video just to get some likes. Mike the hype. All right, so listen, so even though tomorrow we got no live tomorrow, a little sneak peek. Brew Crew members, remember we got a Google Calendar. You can keep up. Shelly does a lot of work on that for all of our subscribers. Remember, subscribers and sponsors is what makes this possible. You know, I did dedicate my whole summers to it, and winters now. But we do have a subscriber section that you can support cheap, $5 a month. And then we have more perks for Cat 5s with more, but make sure you check the Google Calendar out because we always update that with scheduled times, especially when we start getting systems. I'll be live a lot at night and weekends, and it's hard to know that stuff, so make sure you're on the Google Calendar so that you can stay up. I usually let people know on the app too if we're going to be live, but there's nothing to talk about right now. When there's a storm, I'm there all the time. Trust me, we'll be doing it all the time, nights and weekends. So but right now, there's no point because it's all speculation. We don't have anything definite. So I just spent an hour and a half to say there's nothing to talk about. Anyway, I'll have fun. I just hope the nurses are good looking because I'm a little self-conscious, you know, getting in my my gown tomorrow. Oh, God, I have so much fun doing this. I'm such a weirdo. All right, so that's it for today. I think I got a phone call I got to make. I was supposed to call somebody at 10:30, but I will do that now. Thanks for watching, as always. We'll be live on Thursday 100%. If anything changes, like life-shattering with anything popping up, I'll definitely do a video, like a YouTube video later today. If the NHC, so the NHC has a new update at 2 with the crayons, and we'll see if they highlight any potential area in the Gulf. They probably watch me and they want me to be wrong, so they're not going to do it. Because I am wrong, probably. All right.